Hi, I'm John Cornetta.
And I'm Mike Filsaime. And today we're coming to you from inside my house.
And so while you might notice a little echo, the reason is we're shooting here in Mike's living room. We can't shoot in the studio because of social distancing. But listen, the reason that we're really here, we all know, is the impact that the coronavirus is having on all businesses. And Mike and I and the rest of the team here at Groove Digital wanted to do something about it. We want to give back. So Mike's going to tell you all about it. We hope you like the message. Mike, take it away.
Thanks, John. Okay, so follow me right over here and I'll give you all the details. Okay, look, it's no secret that COVID-19 is affecting businesses. It's affecting small businesses, Las Vegas, the Olympics, it's affecting everything. But really, the lifeblood of our country are the entrepreneurs, are the small businesses. And fortunately, digital businesses have it a little bit easier because we could work virtually. But we're still suffering. And we're seeing companies from all over the world and American companies come together to help out the economy in any way that they can, from General Motors to MyPillow. And my partners and I were talking about this for the last 10 days, just like everybody else. And we want to know, how can we help? How can we give back to the community? And how can we do something that's not self-serving and that can truly help you save some money in these times? And we think we have something pretty special for you. So let's cut to the chase. Let's talk about what we're going to do for you and for the online community. Now, we do have a product coming out in June. It's called GrooveFunnels. It has a suite of products like Groove Pages, which is a world-class landing page, marketing funnel builder, website builder. We have GrooveSell and GrooveAffiliate to help you sell your products for digital marketers and have an army of affiliates. It also has GrooveMail, which is a email marketing software, kind of like ActiveCampaign. It allows you to do email marketing, automation, broadcast, and tagging. It'll have something called GrooveMember, which is a membership management platform, and it'll have GrooveVideo, which is kind of like a Wistia, and it's all built into one. But what we're doing today is we're going to be snapping off GrooveSell and giving it away for you for free. Yes, that's right. Free for life. No credit card. The full feature set. Every upgrade we ever do. There's no games here, folks. There's absolutely nothing. As we said, there's no upsell to this. There's no game plan. While we do hope that in the future, you might want to upgrade to our full suite, we do know that you're probably paying $99 or $199 for other shopping carts to sell your digital marketing platforms. You know the names. There's a lot of great companies out there and they do it well. The only thing is, we do it better and we're giving it to you for free. Again, I want to be clear. There is no credit card. We will never ask you for your credit card for GrooveSell or for GrooveAffiliate. You can have unlimited funnels for your products, unlimited product funnels. You can have unlimited products. You can have unlimited checkout loads. You can have unlimited affiliates. Basically, you can do anything you can with GrooveSell that you can do with any digital marketing shopping cart out there. We have the best affiliate platform and the best sales platform. Just wait till you see it. So you can get it right now just by putting your name and email address and creating an account. Remember, we're not going to ask you for a credit card and there won't be any upsells at all. Look, I could go on and sell you about GrooveSell and tell you all the things that it does. The easiest way is to just create your free account and you'll get an account right away and you can see everything that it does. Again, this allows us to have a relationship. Maybe one day you'll learn about me and you'll come on the Marketer's Cruise, or I'll see you at GrooveCon, or maybe you'll buy our product GrooveFunnels in the future or now. Or we can have a continued relationship inside of our Facebook group where you can find free training that we do every Tuesday and every Thursday for digital marketing and e-commerce. But the bottom line is, this is something we were going to charge $99 a month for, and you're going to get GrooveSell and GrooveAffiliate free, and it's probably better than anything you've ever used. Just one last thing, we're not sure how long we're going to be doing this, but it's definitely going to be for at least a few weeks right now. So make sure to get inside right now. If you get in now, you are going to be grandfathered in for life. We will never ever ask you to pay for anything when it comes to GrooveSell or GrooveAffiliate. Period, the end. No credit card will ever be needed. You can use this software to run your business, and if it helps you save some money right now, well, then we did our part. So on behalf of my business partners, John Cornetta, and not here with us today, Matt Saralta and Matt Naus, and our incredible team here at Groove Digital, we want to thank you very much for hearing this message, and we hope to see you as part of the community for years and years to come. Hi everybody, my name is Mike Filsaime. I'm co-founder of Groove Digital. Today I'm going to be making a video to show you the GrooveSell beta. Okay, so let's get the first thing out of the way. What is GrooveSell? GrooveSell is for digital marketers and infopreneurs to sell digital products, the how-to products, how to lose weight, coaching programs, how to do Facebook, social media, real estate investment, cryptocurrency, you name it, health and wellness, real estate, how to save money, you know those types of things, right? You're selling digital products like ebooks, home study courses, webinars, personal development, health and wellness coaching. We would compare to anything where you could sell digital products, Infusionsoft, Entreport, Kartra, or One Shopping Cart, PaykickStart, SamCart, ThriveCart, etc. We're also a great alternative to things like ClickBank, WarriorPlus, and JVZoo, because we don't charge any transactional fees for your processing. But we do want to be very clear. This is not a cart for e-commerce. We already have a company that does that, and that's called GrooveKart and competes with Shopify. So if you're looking to do physical products, import things from China, sell print on demand or drop shipping products, you're much better with something like an e-commerce platform like our GrooveKart or Shopify. Again, this is for digital marketers selling information products. Okay, let's take a quick look through the dashboard. The first thing you'll notice is down here, this is where you can switch to the different brands. We have Groove Pages and GrooveSell, and GrooveMail is coming late spring, and Webinar Groove is coming late summer, and GrooveKart, again, as we were saying, is for e-commerce. But today we're going to be focusing on GrooveSell, and we're already inside that dashboard. So let's just go over what we're seeing here in the navigation. First thing we want to go over is your GrooveSell account works very similar to like a ClickBank account. Means that when you sign up, you are both a vendor and an affiliate. So anything that has to do with being an affiliate is down here, and you will be able to click on Marketplace and see different vendors and their stats and how they're selling in the marketplace, and one click be able to opt in to their affiliate program. And here you click on your promos, that's your promotions. That's where you're going to manage any of the promotions that you currently have going on. You can see pending payments and how much money you've owed, what's earned, how much you've been paid, etc. And that's all here. And then bonuses, this is something you can manage where you can add a bonus, upload the download files, promise people a bonus, and then when they buy a product from a vendor on GrooveSell, they will automatically be fulfilled your bonus. But more on that later. Today we're going to be focusing mainly on the vendor. So again, when the home button here, that's where you can go to the vendor dashboard or the affiliate dashboard down here. But let's focus again just on the vendor dashboard. Over here is your funnels. This is where you're going to create your product funnels. This is where you can do coupons, get tracking links and page tracking, manage sales tax and self-billing. Over here is where you can look at all of your affiliates, and you would click here and you'd get a list of all your current affiliates. I'm in a demo account right now, so they're not showing any. This is where you configure settings for your affiliates, like how you pay them and different things like that. And this is who you owe and what you have to pay and who you've paid in the past and things like that. And then over here, this is your analytics. This is where you're going to see all of your sales, all of the sales made by affiliates, and a list of the transactions. So if you just want to manage refunds and things like that. Okay, so let's get to the fun stuff. Let's create a product funnel real quick. So the first thing that I'm going to do is click on product funnels. We'll close this tab. Now we don't have one, so we're going to create one. And I'm just going to give this an internal name. This is the main GrooveKart
site. And we'll give it a description. So let's just paste in a description here. The #1 e-commerce platform. We click create product funnel and we're all set. So that's just the name of it. So that would be like the main name of your brand or your product. Like for us, we would have one for GrooveKart, one for GroovePages, one for Review Trust, one for Free Page Builder, anything, any one of our brands, we would create the funnel here. And now what we need to do is we need to create products. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a product and we're going to walk through a wizard that's going to walk us through everything. So let's get started. Okay. So for the product name, we're going to call this, remember the other one was a funnel, but we're going to call this GrooveKart. I'm going to copy that there and I'm just going to put here, let's see. This is, again, another description unique for the product for the customer. So we'll put that there. And now I can choose whether or not this is a front end or an upsell or a downsell. We're going to choose front end for now, and we're going to click save and next. Okay, and now you can see we have one price point that I can name anything that I want. So I'm going to call this the trial. Okay, and let's just give it, just to make things simpler, I'm going to leave the descriptions the same as the names. Okay, and this is the default, and this is going to be recurring, and this is a $1 trial at $99 a month. So let's enable the trial. We're going to make it a $1 trial for 14 days, okay? And we'll change that price to $99 and we'll make that monthly, okay? Now, I want to add a second price point, so I just click on new price point, and just like that, we're going to call this the monthly plan, okay? And we'll keep this a little simple like this here. Now, this is also recurring, but it does not have a trial. So this is just going to be $99 a month. That. Okay, and let's now give an annual plan. We're going to call that annual. Okay, give it the same description, and we're going to make that recurring price here $497. It's a pretty good discount for our annual, and I selected yearly, which is off the screen there. You didn't see that based on the size of my screen crop here, but so it's $497 a year. Now let's just give you another example of something we can do. I might have this thing I'm going to call the Black Friday sale, right? And that description might be a deal that we're giving, just an example. We're not, right? But just showing you that if this is your product, you might do this for $397 yearly. Okay, now I'm going to just show you just like one more price point that we could do. Let's say that we were doing something and we just wanted to do an easy payment plan, right? And I wanted to do something like 3 easy payments of $197, right? I would do 3 monthly payments, and now I've just created an installment plan. But that doesn't bill annually, so I'm not going to do that. That would be that would be fixed. But what we're going to be doing soon is going to allow you to check off this recurring installments, and what that would do is that'll allow you to break your annual plan up by saying 3 installments of $197 monthly. And so to give you an example, if they chose that in January of 2020, they would pay $197 in January, $197 in February, $197 in March, and then that's it. And then the following year, they would then pay again $197 for just 3 months. So it's kind of like breaking the easy payment plan into an annual program. But I'm not going to put this plan in. That was just for demo. So anytime that we want to delete something, we just click the trash button here, just like that. All right, let's go on next and set up our gateways for this particular product. We're going to click save and next. And what we're going to see over here is we can get a merchant account if we don't have one, or we can set up our payment gateways. The gateways that you can use are PayPal, Stripe, Braintree, Authorize.net, and NMI. And of course, if you sign up with a merchant account with us with GroovePay, you'll be happy to know that we integrate with Authorize.net and NMI. But let's just focus on our gateways that I've already set up. So if I don't want to take PayPal, I just go to credit card. And if I only want to take PayPal and not credit card, well, then I don't add any gateways here that I've already configured. In this case, I want to do 2, but I want to show you something really cool, how we can rotate MIDs or rotate PayPal account or rotate credit card accounts. So let's start with PayPal. And I've already connected 3 of my PayPal accounts to the system. So I'm going to add my PayPal GrooveKart. Now I have a PayPal account for Groove Pages as well, and we have a PayPal account for Groove Digital. And what I can do here is I just have to make sure these numbers add up to 100, or if not, it gives us an error. So my GrooveKart account is really seasoned. So I'm going to give 70% of my business to the GrooveKart account. And I have a Groove Pages account, which is pretty good. It's processed some good numbers. I'm going to give it 20%. And then you guessed it, this is a brand new account, and we're going to season it slowly and give it 10% of all the customers that choose PayPal. So what this is going to do is every time somebody chooses to pay with PayPal, 70% of the customers are going to get this PayPal account, 20% will get this, and 10% will get this. So if we were to process $100,000, this account would do $70,000, this would do $20,000, and this would do $10,000. It's a way to load balance your accounts and not put all of your eggs in one basket. Now, if they choose credit card, now we have multiple credit card accounts and Stripe accounts. So watch this. We have a credit card for GroovePay account. We have a credit card account for AuthNet and one through NMI. We also have 2 Stripe accounts. We have a Stripe account with GrooveKart, a Stripe account with Groove Pages, and we got approved for a Braintree account with GrooveKart. Now, I would never do all of this redundancy load balancing. Usually maybe 2 merchant accounts and maybe a Stripe account, but I'm just going to add them all, right? So let's start with our Stripe account here, add our second Stripe account. Then we're going to add the Braintree. And now let's do the first credit card here, the second credit card, and the third credit card. Okay, now what we need to do is make sure that all of these add up to 100. Now, I'm not a big fan of Stripe, so I'm going to just leave my Stripe accounts here at 5%, and we'll give maybe 10% to Braintree. So that's 20%. So that means I've got 80% left over to go over here. So I'm going to give 50% to this one here, and 20% to this one here, and 10% here. Okay, and if we add that up, we have 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I've got a perfect rotation of all of my MIDs. So again, what that means is if a customer chooses to pay by credit card, they will never know. We will take their credit card information and we will rotate based on these values what percentages of the sales will go through these accounts. So if for any reason I was to lose this PayPal account, or this Stripe account decides that they want to give me a 25% reserve, well, then I can just delete this or reset these numbers to 0 and adjust these values accordingly. I think you get the picture. Now, most of the time, if you ever want to do something like this, you have to do it at what's called the gateway level. And what that means is you'd have to get something like NMI and do all of your processing with NMI. But with NMI, you can't do Stripe and you can't do PayPal. So we've created the first time ever any technology that's ever existed to put load balancing and redundancy built into the app to protect you. Now, if you understand how serious this is, you're probably freaking out and saying, that right there is a reason I'm going to be making the switch to GrooveSell, and I don't blame you. All right, now let's move on through the rest of the wizard. We're going to click Save and Next, and what we're going to do now is we're going to set up the content. So where does your sales take place? So we need to know that because we're going to give you a tracking pixel to put there, and we also need to know where are you going to send your default affiliate traffic. Well, for us, it's GrooveKart. Right? And then next, we need to say, what is the thank you page? And this has nothing to do with the funnel. This has to do with if a customer goes to support or into the customer portal and they're looking for the thank you page, and eventually they will end up here. All right, so as we say, note, this is not where you're setting up your one-time offers or upsells. That's going to be in the funnel over here. We're just asking, what is the final thank you page where you might have a download for the customer or something like that. So for right now, I'm just going to put the thank you page the same for all of these. But you can also do this. You may realize that for the monthly plan is the same as a trial, but maybe you've given them a special download. If they take the annual plan, they also get this bonus download. So that's why we allow you to put a special download here. And you might even have, we'll just put BF there, a special thank you page that's separate for your Black Friday sale, right? They might have gotten not only a lower price, but additional bonuses that you needed to put on a different thank you page, and you didn't want that on your current thank you page. Folks, to set this up in other shopping carts is so difficult that you're basically creating a new product every time you're creating a new price point. What we did is we just asked you how many price points do you have, and now all of these things are dynamically inserted inside of the process for us in the wizard. Fantastic. Next is the refund period. Now we default it here to 0, but we recommend putting in 30 days. We may have some things that'll give you some seals that you could put on your site, little embed codes that'll automatically put your refund period in. And it'll probably say like powered by GrooveSell with your affiliate link and things like that. But either way, what this is doing is it's telling our software when to release the commissions for the affiliates. So it's automatically going to release the commissions into a new category from earned to pending, so that you can then take the pending ones, download them, and then mark them as paid. Now, the buffer period allows you to put a waiting period before that goes from earned to pending, and you can do 7 days or 10 days or 15 days. And basically what that's doing is if we put a 7-day buffer period, that means that if somebody's refunded ended on Friday and they decided that they thought the first of the month was 30 days, but it really wasn't, because there's 31 days in a month like January, and maybe that really expired on Friday, but they showed up at your help desk on Saturday thinking it's the first to the first. And then your help desk doesn't reply because maybe your help desk is off on Saturday and Sunday, or you're doing it and you don't reply till Monday, and you get back to them and you say now 3 days later, hey, I'm sorry, when you put this in on Saturday, you were 1 day out of the refund, we're not giving you a refund. And then the customer says, hey, that's really not fair. And then the help desk person needs to bring it up to a supervisor, and that goes back and forth for a few days. And then finally you decide, hey, the right thing to do is refund this customer, and you issue them a refund. Okay, what you were actually able to do in that case is make sure that you were able to refund the customer before you pay the affiliate. So this is a buffer period. This is like, in case I have to refund the customer, I don't want to pay the affiliate, how much time do I want to be able to deal with these help desk issues? So we'll leave that at 7. That means you'll be paying your affiliates in 38 days. All right, let's move on. Save and next. All right, look at all the stuff you're getting here for your checkout. Now, you have 4 choices for your checkout. We're going to have some previews here. This is if you are just going to put a button and then send them over to a checkout page. Okay. The other options that we're going to have, you see they say coming soon, is we're going to allow you to put a pop-up on your site, and that will allow them to just like pop. Checkout very similar to like what you see with like Stripe or something like that, where they never leave your site. Or if you want to embed the checkout right on your Groove page or your WordPress site or your ClickFunnels or any page that you want, we're going to give you a little embed code. Or if you want to send it to your designer, some people like to design their own, we'll have that as well. All right, so right now we're just going to say, let's give them a link that goes to GrooveSell, and GrooveSell will host a page for you. So we're going to have about 20 of these designs. They're already done right now. So this is, again, we're just in the beta. So you'll be able to see them all here. And when you click the preview, they'll show here, and you'll get a design of what they look like. And you can get different colors to match your sites. This next one's pretty cool here. These are the different forms that you can collect. Now, you can say, I want to collect all of this information from the person, okay? And when we add a custom field here, you might need to collect their username. Or in our case, we need to collect their store name when they're signing up, so we could set up their GrooveKart store. So you could add as many custom fields as you want to the checkout, and it'll pass that data over to your CRM or whatever, and we'll show you how that works in a minute. Next is Express Checkout. If you want to do things like one-click upsells, you're certainly going to want to do that, and we have that. And then the difference between our one-click upsells choices that you have here is one will have confirmation and one is no confirmation. So if they click that button, they'll automatically be charged and sent to the thank you page or the upsell page. Okay. Now, if you want a confirmation, you would choose this option. And then what would happen here is if they click that button, a little pop-up will come up and say, are you sure you're about to be charged? And that's if you're having chargeback issues, you might want to use this option here. Next is cart abandonment. You'll be able to add tags, right, later to be used with something like GrooveMail, but you still might want to add tags now because you can send them over with our integrations feature to things like ActiveCampaign and MailChimp and things like that. So if you do want to add a tag, you can do that here, or just tag them for later use when we later have GrooveMail to import them. You can start getting ahead of the curve there. Next is custom CSS tracking. This is really cool. Sometimes you're told by the person that's handling your Facebook ads, or if you're doing it yourself, that you want to put a tracking code right on the checkout page that's actually hosted by the third-party software, which is us. So if your Facebook person says, hey, can you put this Facebook tracking pixel so I can track cart abandonment through Facebook and retarget those people, you would say, sure, give me the code. And he would give you some Facebook code like this. And just like that, you now have, and obviously it wouldn't be that, it's just an example, you would have code now onto your checkout page. Next, legal. This is really important. There are times when you get a merchant account and your merchant account company goes through your process and they see your checkout page and they say, hey, I don't see your terms of service on the checkout page. We want it on every page in your funnel. And then with us, you simply come here and you come here, and that's going to force them to have to tick a box that says, I agree to the terms of, or we'll just put the word like this here, just like that. And then what we would do is then say, let's insert a hyperlink, and we're going to put our terms like that. And we're going to make that word say terms, or terms of service. And I hit the insert button, and just like that, they're going to have to click a checkbox on checkout, and you'll have your terms of service, and you'll make your merchant account company happy. Languages, we're going to launch only with English, but we will soon be having other languages, and you can say that if you want it to be dynamic based on their country. We'll have ROSCA compliance. That'll probably be on, by the time you get access to this, or very, very soon. If you want to set up an exit pop where they're leaving the page, that'll trigger and it'll say, wait, are you sure you want to leave? We'll set that up here. And if you want to add any testimonials to the checkout page itself, you will do that here. So let's move on. The next feature we will have is to set up an order bump. And if you activate the order bump, what that will do is it will put a pre-transaction upsell, an order bump, on your checkout page when they're checking out automatically. Again, it doesn't matter if you're using our page or the embed one or anything like that. If they were buying something for $97, by putting this on, you would have to create a product for it, but it would then ask you what product do you want, and then it's going to put a little box, and you can have it pre-checked off or unchecked, and then it would say, yes, please add this additional extended warranty for $47, or yes, I want installation, or yes, please put me in the premium member of the month club for $97 a year or $19 a month or whatever. That's known as an order bump. Normally 20 to 35% of your people will take the bump only because they're asked for it before they check out. This is a pre-transaction upsell, not a post-transaction upsell. This is like buying gum or a magazine while you're checking out at the grocery store. We're putting these little bump items that people say, oh, let me buy that, and it's before they pay. All right, we have 3 more to go before we're finished. So let's work on the fulfillment. Now, this is very simple. We have 4 different prices, right? So this is saying what happens when somebody buys through the trial, what happens when they buy the monthly plan, the annual, the Black Friday, and other than getting your thank you page, do you want us to give them an additional access page or a downloadable file that you'll be able to upload with us, or integrate with one of the many membership site platforms out there like Kajabi, Teachable, WP Wishlist, all the AIM members, all the old ones and the new ones alike will all be in here. Now, some of them don't integrate this way. Some of them integrate through webhooks. Or if you have your own technology, or you're using your own type of software or backend that you need to set up what's known as a webhook or an IPN, that is just done right here. So in this case, every one of these would get a webhook. So I'm going to set it up for the trial, and I'll just paste in the GrooveKart IPN, and then I would have to do it here for each one of these. Of course, we would go here like this, add a new webhook, and now every one of these now has a webhook. But sometimes I'm not just giving them access to GrooveKart, I'm also giving them access to Kajabi. So I might need to do something like go to Kajabi and find out what their IPN is. And we would do something like that, and now they're going to get access to their membership in Kajabi or something like that. And if any time we need to delete one, we can just do something like that. But that's how you would set that up. Now, the next one is very exciting. It's setting up the funnel. So let's move on to the funnels. Okay, GrooveSell is asking now, after a successful payment, what is the post-transaction URL? What URL or website link do you want to send the customer to after there's a successful payment? If you don't have an upsell, then you just leave it saying thank you page. This is the trial, the monthly, the annual, and the Black Friday sale. Okay, you just leave it, and then we're just going to redirect them right to the thank you page. Or you might have an upsell. And if that's the case, you would come in here and then change it to an upsell, and now it's going to ask you, what is your upsell page? And you would take your page from Groove Pages or ClickFunnels or Optimized Press or whatever you're using, Lead Pages, wherever your page is hosted. Obviously, you want to be using Groove Pages, and you just paste that URL here. Now, I'm going to do that for each one of these, and I'm going to say every one of these has an upsell. And just like that, I can now set an upsell page for every one of these. Now, if I have a different upsell for Black Friday, I might have something like that, a special page. Or maybe the annual people already got one of the bonuses that I'm trying to upsell people for. So I might need a slightly different upsell page. I'll give you an example. Maybe the monthly people don't get a free ticket to GrooveCon, but the annual people do. But maybe there's also a second offer that I'm making the annual people. So I need to make another URL and place that here. So this particular upsell is not going to mention GrooveCon because they've already gotten that by buying the annual plan, and I don't want to confuse them and make them think they're paying for something that they're not getting. I think you get the picture. Okay, I want to show you something now that you may have noticed that says enable advanced tracking code. Now for this particular example, I'm going to make a same thank you page or special offer upsell page for all these price points for this particular point to make the example. Okay, so now if you're managing your Facebook ads, or the person that's managing your Facebook ads, they may want to have the value after a sale is made, and they might want to do something like this, put some type of Facebook tracking code that says value equals 99. And it's more code than that. But basically, they want to know at this price point so they can track the ads when somebody buys, because you're getting different return on your investment on Facebook depending on what price points people are taking. So if they were to tell you to put this tracking code on this thank you page, well then what do they do for the person that paid the annual at $497, right? So what we're doing is we're allowing you to put a code here on each one of these pages that's a little bit different depending. The annual person paid $497, so we can put this value at $497 here, and this person over here, he paid $397 if you remember. So we would change this. So what's happening is instead of you having to put this code onto this page, and you wouldn't be able to get this because you'd have to create 4 different pages so that you could have different pixels fire for your Facebook guy, and that gets so confusing. You have a thank you page or a special offer page called special offer trial, special offer monthly, special offer annual, special offer -BF, just because you're trying to fire off different Facebook pixels. I know this is a little confusing, but trust me, your Facebook guy will love this. Basically, what this is saying is what we will do is after the customer buys, we will create an invisible page that will drop this value so it sends it back to Facebook or any tracking system for you, and then we will redirect the person to this URL. So you don't even have to put that tracking code on this page. we have a post-transaction page that will fire an advanced tracking code pixel for you automatically. I know I went a little bit long on that, but I really wanted to show you that. And finally, let's move on to one of the places where we shine like nobody else does, and that's the affiliate section. So we're going to click Save and Next. Obviously, we want to activate an affiliate program. In some cases, you don't. But here, 99% of the times, you do. Okay, the first thing we need to do is get your JV affiliate information page. Now, ours looks something like this, GrooveJV.com. All right, and this is where you give information about your product or your launch, or how they could sign up, how they make money. In fact, you should go to GrooveJV.com and sign up to become an affiliate with us. You can talk about your prizes, what you're giving away, where your swipe copies are. You get the drill. So I'm just going to copy this right here, close that, and I'm going to put that in. Now, this is also important because in our marketplace, if they click for more information, you want them going to this page, not just our page that says sign up here, right? And if you set up a 2-tier affiliate program where you have JV brokers mailing to their hundreds or thousands of affiliates, their 2-tier affiliate link will go here. You don't want to go into our generic page that just says sign up. You want to go into a page that sells people on signing up for your program. Now, we're now going to go over to the commission. Now, you'll notice not every one of these has an initial charge. You won't see it here. You won't see it here. You won't see it here. None of these have an initial charge because we didn't do a $1 trial. Only the trial has an initial charge, which is the trial. So we're not going to pay anything on the initial charge. But if you wanted to tell people you're going to pay them a flat $5 for every trial, you could do something like that. But let's just leave that to 0. And let's just say that we're going to pay them 40% commission for every sale that we make, and a 10% commission override to the JV broker. So this is known as a 2-tier affiliate program. You're paying 50% to anybody that makes a sale, and 10% if that person recruited this affiliate. Okay. And I'm not here to do training. If you don't get that, we'll talk about that more at another point. But let me show you something that's a little bit more interesting. And I'm going to do it over here on the monthly plan, only because it doesn't have the $1 trial, and there's a little bit more room here for me to make my point. Okay, so we can do things like this. Okay, for the first 2 charges, I want to pay 100% commission, and I'm just going to leave the JV broker out just for this example. Let's just talk to the affiliate, but we can always put this in at 10, but for right now, I'm just going to leave this out for this example. And that's it. That's my affiliate program. They only get paid on the first 2 payments. Or I could say this, I'm going to pay you for the first 2 payments, 100% commission, and then the next 10, I'm going to pay you 50% commission, and that's for the first year. So I would tell somebody for the first 2 payments, you're getting 100% of our $99, and then we're going to pay you 50% after that. Now I could leave it blank, and that means I'm only paying them for the first year. Sometimes that's pretty good for a software company, right? You don't want to pay somebody. I'm still getting an AWeber check for people that I promoted back in 2006, and they're still sending me money. Now, GroovePages has decided to pay for our launch 40% commission for life. Okay, but if we only wanted to pay the first year, we could do something like this. Okay, and then even on top of that, we're not done. I can just keep going like this, and then saying for the next, and just leave it blank forever, I'm going to pay you a 10% commission. So again, how would that look? The first 2 $99 charges, you'd get a full 100% commission. Then for the rest of the year, the next 10 payments in the year, I'll pay you 50%. And then after that, you'll get 10% for life. I could just keep going on and on and on and just adding more of these different steps. Nobody has ever had a flexible program like that. I'm going to delete this and show you one more way that I could have made this very interesting as well. I could have said, we're doing a $1 trial, and I'm going to pay you $5 for every $1 trial. And then I'm going to pay you 100% commission for the first 3 charges. I'm going to pay you 100%. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay you for the rest of the year, the next 9 payments, I'm going to pay you 50% commission. And then I could just leave it like that, or I could even say, and then after that, I'm going to pay you a 10% commission forever. I just leave that blank, and that's until the customer cancels. All right. So again, that means I would have this crazy affiliate program. We're giving you prizes, and for every dollar trial, you get a $5 bounty. And then I'm going to pay you 100% commission on the first 3 payments. And then after that, for the next 9 payments, rounding out the rest of the year, you're going to get 50% commission. And then for life, you'll continue after the first year to get a 10% commission. All I'm demonstrating to you here is the power that we have here to create very flexible affiliate programs, okay? Very, very flexible affiliate programs. A standard affiliate program would look just something like this. For life, 40%. Each price plan is different. So the annual, remember that was $888. So you're going to set up different commission plans for every price plan. All right, let's move on. So we've done the JV page, we've done the commissions. Now we want to do commission overrides. You've got that guy that you met at an event and they have a list of 60,000 people. And what you want to do is you don't want to, they said, look, I don't promote anything for 40%. I want at least 60% for anybody that I promote, and maybe, or you just decide to offer them 50 or 60 or 70% commission. You go into what we have here, the commission overrides, right? So now you're going to choose the different plans. I'm just going to choose the monthly one, but you would set one up for each price point for that person. Let's just do the monthly. Okay, I'm going to set up a commission override for that person, and I'm going to set this person up here at 70%. Okay, and I'm now going to search for him. He has to be a GrooveSell member. Let's say that person was one of these names here, Omar Martin, right? I would just click on Omar Martin here, and I click add. I might also want to add, let's say, Matt Seralta. Then I do that. Now both of these people have this. Now, if I want to pay another person 60%, not quite that, I clicked add and I get another one down here. I would change that to 60 and I would put Matt Nouse here at 60. So I'm setting up different programs for special affiliates that I want to pay a little bit more. They're like extra bonuses for certain people. If I want to delete any of those, I just click delete and we can get rid of any additional programs. Like for instance, I can get rid of this particular one here by just clicking delete and it's gone and I just have the 60%. All right, now let's move on and let's talk about our custom landing pages. All right, so this one can't be changed. This is the default page that all traffic, we said in the beginning when I filled out the contents, that all the affiliate links go to GrooveKart. But I might want to have additional landing pages, right? So I'm going to create a landing page called webinar. Okay, and that might be at this URL, right? Because we got to say where should that affiliate link go. Then we're going to click on add a new landing page, and we're going to create one. We're going to call it the VSL, right? And that maybe goes to VSL. I'm going to create another landing page. This one might be called demo, and so that maybe would go here. And maybe I'm doing a sale, and that sale is called Black Friday. Okay. And just making up a link here, that might be something like that. And again, this is for all affiliates, but I also want to add a landing page because I'm doing a special webinar with just one person. So this would be only for en route. Okay, like that. And so this is a, let's say, en route webinar, right? It's, sometimes you do a webinar just for certain people, and I don't want all my affiliates promoting that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this landing page here is only available for en route. And that means when my affiliates go to look for their links, they're going to see links for all of these. They'll have a link for this, 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 and this, but they won't see this. But when en route logs in, he'll see links for all of these and this as well. Now, that should make sense for you if you're familiar with affiliate programs. This stuff is usually very difficult to set up, but as you can see, this is all very easy to set up just in the wizard. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit save and next, and we're finished. And now it gives me some code that I can copy, and I can put that code onto my GrooveKart.com website, and that's going to allow us to do tracking and give you some better stats on conversions, like how many hits you've got to the website. This tracks how many page visits that you get, and then we divide that by the number of sales, or the number of sales by your page visits, and we can give you your conversion percentage. So we click save and next, and what we then see now is that inside of our product funnel, we now have that product called GrooveKart, right? And if I wanted to add another product inside of this funnel, I'm not going to do that now, but now I would now go create my upsell, right, for GrooveCon. Like, hey, do you want to join us at GrooveCon? But I'm going to back out of that right now because we don't need to set up another product. But in this demo, but I think you get the understanding of the power, the ease, and the simplicity of GrooveSell. I hope you like this demo, and we'll talk to you soon. We hope you enjoyed that demo, and by all means, please head over to groovejv.com to learn about how to help us promote Groove Pages and GrooveSell and all of our future Groove apps. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And show just like the transactions. Basically, we do things that nobody else does. We color code. Recurring is green, white is a sale, blue is a $1 trial, yellow is a cancellation. So that I had 29 just today. If I want to see who refunded today, I go here like this. I have no refunds, but I don't want to tell you I'm perfect. So we do the last 7 days. These are the people that refunded. These are our total sales over the the last 7 days. We can go like this. These are our sales, right? These are our rebills, how many per page, etc. I've got advanced filters if I want to see things like just this particular price point that we just made. Like, do I want to see how is my upsell converting, the lifetime for just GrooveSell or all future products? Well, I add a tag like that, and now I apply the filters, and I can see how did we do for all transactions in the last week. This is just that particular product, right? I can reset the filters. Oh, so much more is coming, by the way, but last couple of things on the filters, then I'm going to go on to managing your affiliates. You can, if I want to see how did we do without affiliates, well, I click here, only non-affiliates, without affiliates. I want to see how did we do today or whatever under this current search with affiliates, or let's see how did we do if I go to affiliates and I want to just look and see how did Mike Long do, right? I can click like that and apply the filter and we can see, Mike, you've made 5 sales while we're talking. You've made 5 sales today while we're talking, and I can scroll to the right here. Notice my buyer information doesn't go, and look at this, affiliate Mike Long. What is the timestamp? Today, March 4th. At 3:04, 3:24, 4:08, 4:09, and 4:24. So I want to thank George O'Brien, Barbara Wood, Sherilyn Colby, David Krause, and Lamija Massey for saying enough is enough. I'm ready. No, you don't need to sell me anymore. I appreciate that. Now look, here I get all the information on the, on the customer and et cetera, et cetera. Finally, one last thing that we can do here. These are cool things that I just like. I like to see how did I do today? I don't want to know about the trials that happened 9 days ago. I want to know, like, how did my Facebook ads do today, right? And then I want to also see first sale after the trial. This is really good. It's a one-click report that lets you know, hey, if you're doing a trial, how many people are billing? More stuff like that we will do. I'm going to go over to affiliates, show you how we manage our affiliates. Basically, we have affiliate management that, my goodness, what we can do. If I go into a particular affiliate and I want to front load them commissions, right? I can do this. Check this out. I can go to Mike Long and I just search here. He shows up and I click on him. I can say, look, Mike, you've earned $28.45. You're unpaid, but you're not due because we got to wait for the 30-day thing. But you know what, Mike? I'm going to send you $2,000 today in PayPal. Is that cool? And Mike says, yeah. Well, guess what I do? I do a commission advance. And I come here and I go $2,000 and I click add commission advance. What's going to happen? I can't do that because it's going to block $2,000 out when I go to process Mike's payments. Let me do another affiliate that's due here to give you an example. When I go to another affiliate to pay him and I click process payment by going like this and it goes to PayPal, Mike's thing would have a little block right here that would say $2,000 and it would only release $400. Why is this important? As buddies, we like to pay each other after 7 days and say, hey, dude, I'll settle the rest with you after the refund. But then we forget that we paid this guy $2,000, this guy $3,000, and we're on vacation on the marketer's cruise, and your accounting person says, do you want me to pay all the affiliates? We have some people complaining. Oh, yeah, wow, totally forgot I'm on the cruise on the 15th. Yes, please do that for me. And then they pay, and your accountant doesn't know that he just paid Mike Long full commissions, and quite frankly, Mike Long is going to forget. He's not logging in. He's going to go, dude, got commissions today. We're on the beach. Hey, no problem, man. I love you, buddy. I've accidentally paid Mike Long $2,000 by no fault of him or myself, but just, so this little thing here is what we've learned from me doing these mistakes in the business. If I pay somebody, I can front it and have my system deduct it the next time I go to pay them. I've got tax ledger adjustment. What is this? Nobody in the world has this. I can go in and say that I just gave Mike, he took first place, $10,000, and I say why? He was #1 affiliate, won the MacBook Pro. Forgive my typos. MacBook Pro, right? And I hit add affiliate bonus. You know what it simply did? It added $10,000 to the 1099 report that I'm sending Mike at the end of the year. That's all. Things that I've always wanted in here. I can do a clawback. I could say, oh my goodness, we had this maniac at the desk, and hold on, I don't call my customers a maniac, right? But this person, you charged my credit card back in December, that, you know, or November, 4 months ago. Yes, and you took $497, and I'm reporting you to the FTC. Okay, I have no problem. We refund the customer. But I've already paid Mike the affiliate commission. So I just come in here, and I've got to add a clawback to Mike. Customer from December, blah, 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 and I add a clawback. Why would I do that here? Maybe I have 2 different Mike Longs, and I did it to the wrong affiliate or something like that, and I need to now charge back that affiliate. This is an accounting ledger update. The proper way to do that would be to go into an actual sale like this and click on the customer sale and get all of the information about the customer, and then I could go over to the affiliate and I could click edit right here and say, Mike, I'm sorry, this customer wasn't you. I'm going to update this affiliate. It was supposed to be so-and-so, right? And I just go in and I search for my affiliate. Or I say, Mike, I messed up. I had that thing set to 100%. I made a mistake. I was doing a demo the other day. I need to set this commission to 50, right? Or I can do a refund. Or now, if this was already paid, and I've already paid him, another button here would say clawback, and I can clawback and we could create records. Going back to the affiliate, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. We are pretty much done. The type of stuff that I can do, I can say I want to pay this affiliate, this affiliate. I can go in and pay a partial payment to affiliate, partial transactions. I can say who's a wire, who's a Zelle, who's a PayPal. The amount of information that we have just on a particular affiliate, his lifetime commissions, transactions, refund, payment histories. I'm going to show you example. Jeremy Gislason, I actually pay him his commissions well before they're due because he drives me so much traffic. The dude's earned $76,000 from me. If I look at his lifetime commissions, $66,000, right? And I've paid him cash advances. So you can see, I don't wait for his commissions to pay. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to send you 10 grand today, 20 grand today. But my system will always do the tracking. And when his commissions actually do come due, we call it settling up. The cash advance will be pulled out. Okay, I owe $334. I'll pay it without me having to worry about these accounting nightmares. Yeah, folks, that's it. Hi, my name is Mike Filsaime. I am the CEO and co-founder of Groove Digital. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the Groove Pages app and show you how to build a page or a website very quickly with Groove Pages. The first thing you'll notice when you log in is a list of the current websites that you have here. I just have one right now. Over here is where you'll be able to click to go through our different apps. Right now, it's just GroovePages and GrooveSell. I'm going to close that. In the top right is where you'll find things about your account, and this burger menu will have more information once you're actually in a site that's related to the website or the page. Furthermore, when you have a lot of websites, it will be easier to find your sites using the advanced filter here. You can search by pages, the name, the creation date, the last date that it was uploaded, and any particular name information that you put here in the search field. But let's jump right in and let's start building a website. Okay, so I'm going to click New Site, and I want you to take a look right here because I want to describe what's going to be here in the future. Of course, you can always build a blank template from scratch, and that's what we're going to be doing today. But I want you to picture here where you're going to see a couple of different tabs. One is going to say Pages, another one is going to say Websites, and another one will say Funnels. So if you're looking to build funnels, you'll click on a tab here that would say Funnels, and you'll get all different types of funnels, like webinar funnels, product launch funnels, book funnels, tripwire funnels, landing page funnels, and list building funnels, and things like that. So that would be funnels. So you can imagine things like health and wellness, or real estate, or different types of niche websites that are fully built out, sort of like you remember back in the days of WordPress when you had About Us page, contact page, media, home pages, different things like that. Then over here, like I said, there'll be a tab that says Pages, and that's like if you're looking for your one-pagers, things like a 404 page or a one-page event page or something like that. But let's jump right in, click on Blank Template, and let's start building a site from scratch, and we're going to show you how easy this is. Okay, and as you can see, it's a little bit empty here. This is our palette, as you can see what our website is going to look like, and we haven't put anything on there just yet, but I just want to walk you around the interface right here. Up to the top left, this shows you what page you're in. You're in your home page, and I'm going to show you how you add pages in just a minute. We have something called Expert Mode, which I'm leaving on, and I'll explain that when our palette shows up with our style editor and our functionality. This right here is a preview of how your site's going to look like on a desktop, a laptop, an iPad, or a mobile phone. I'll show that later when we actually have a website here. These features I'll go over while we're building our website. This is where you'll find information to publish your website. And finally is this menu right here. And the one thing I want to go over right now, we can come back to some of these things later, is your site settings. This is where you're going to want to start first. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to name our site, and for right now I'm just going to call this my demo site. The next thing you're going to want to do is load up a favicon. That is what shows up in your browser tab. That looks something like this, where you see these little icons that represent your brand here in the browser. And you would just have your designer make you a favicon. It's usually a square or round image. And once that's on your hard drive, you would just come here and click Browse and find it on your hard drive and load it up. Next, here is code that you would want on every single page of your website. Usually that's things like Google Analytics and Facebook code, and usually they will tell you to put some code in the header or in the body, at the top of the body, or the footer of the body. Now the next one is something called the Open Graph. I know a lot of people don't use this because they're not familiar with it, but I'm going to give you an example. This is something that you want when somebody drops in a link of your website on Facebook, on Twitter, in a text message or a chat or WhatsApp or iMessage or Skype or anything like that. And if you've noticed, when you drop a link in one of those softwares, like Facebook or Skype or something, it usually turns that link into what's known as rich text. And then what it does is it pulls an image from your website, and then it gives a description. Now, if you don't put any information here, what's going to happen is it's just going to pull the first image off your site and blow it up, and that might be your logo. And that's why it's going to look pixelated, or it just might grab any image that isn't the one that you necessarily want representing your brand, and it's going to pull the first bit of text off your website and use that as the preview. And you really don't want to do that. You want to have something looking very good, that if it's dropped into Facebook or Twitter or Skype, that it's almost like an advertisement or a billboard for your site. So let me give you an example of how that works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a website called Canva, right? So I just typed in Canva, and you'll notice right here that it's pretty much just a login page with this image right here, and it says design anything, publish anywhere. So if we put that into Facebook, you would think that it would probably say something like design anywhere, publish anywhere, and load this image here. So let's find out. So let's go to Facebook and let's type in that URL and see what happens when we type in this link here and we hit return. Well, we'll notice they have a different logo here, their brand here. It says empowering the world to design, and then it says some text that you didn't see on the website. Create beautiful designs with your team, use Canva's drag and drop feature, etc. So this is how you can control what happens when somebody puts in a link. Now I'm going to give you a little tip. The reason why I use Canva is because they're a great design tool. So let's head on over to Canva and let's actually see which Okay, so now I'm here at Canva. I'm logged in. You can have a free account or a paid account. And what I would recommend is you just click on the YouTube thumbnail like this, and then you can choose one of their templates over here, and then you can just put your images in and type in your text or anything that you want here. They have different free and paid versions of these thumbnails, and I use many of these all the time. You can replace these images and the text, anything you want. When you're done, you would just click download the image, and then it would download to right down to your hard drive. And then when you're done, you would come over to here in Groove Apps, and you would load that image right up into your library, something just like this here. And that goes to our downloads. I would take that design and I would load it up into my library just like that. Hit upload. And just like that, we have that image loaded in for our social graph. And then over here, I would put a title, whatever I would want for my website. And now we've just set up our rich text. Now, one more thing before we get started. You may notice that I'm using Chrome, and we recommend using Chrome for Groove pages. We don't recommend using things like Safari, Internet Explorer, or Firefox. So again, using Chrome will give you the best results. But remember, Chrome, a lot of users have a lot of extensions, and sometimes these extensions can corrupt software apps that are working online. So we have found many times that there is not a problem with the app, it's a problem with the extension that is going on here. So what I recommend you do is you go to the Chrome Web Store and look up this extension called Disable Extensions Temporarily. I have it installed. You would just click install, and what that would do is it would look like this little power button right here. And just like this, I just click that and all of my Chrome extensions just went off, and I'll have absolutely nothing that's working within the website trying to conflict with the builder. When I'm done, I simply click turn back on, and then I just drag this here like that, and you'll see all my extensions are back. But for here, I'm going to shut them off so that I get a better experience. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the exciting stuff. Let's build a web page. And as you can see here, it looks a bit empty. Okay, let's jump in and now let's build an actual page, in fact, an entire website. And this is going to get exciting. So the first thing we want to go over here is our blocks, elements, pages, and pop-ups. So let's talk about blocks. The first thing that we have here are wireframe blocks and premium blocks. And I'm going to click on all blocks here. And as you can see, the wireframe blocks are meant for you to be able to drag things over to the canvas just like this, so that you can remove all of the colors and background images, and you can just focus just on the layout of your website. And the premium design blocks are actual designer blocks. These are blocks that when you pull them over, they actually have images and designs, so you can pick from different things and just pull them over and build a website that way. So the choice is up to you, or you could mix and match. I'm going to delete this in just a minute, but basically I want to talk to you about our design philosophy with this. Now, Groove Pages is a powerful yet easy to use visual page, website, and funnel design tool, and it's built with the philosophy of simplicity. We want to deliver a truly visual design experience that lets you create fully functional web pages, funnels, and sites without having to write any code. Now, Groove Pages works on the concept of stacking predefined block sections to build fully coded and hosted web pages incredibly fast and easy. It's actually very natural and intuitive. So our design philosophy is to allow you to find everything that you need here for your website without having to worry about doing anything other than putting in your headline. Now, we have blocks, we have elements, and I'll go over all these things in just a minute. And then over here, what you get when we click on something is the style editor, and that's where we can adjust the colors and the background images and borders and spacing and all those different things. Again, our design philosophy is to make sure that you have everything you need pre-made for you here. And then if you want to touch them up, you can come into the style editor here. All right, so I'm going to delete this right here, and we're actually going to build a website, and here we go. Now, the first thing I want to do is I actually want to build all the pages in my site. So I'm going to go over here to Pages, and I'm going to click Add New Page. And again, we're going to have plenty of web page templates for you. They're being made right now as we speak. We're focusing on the blocks, and then once we have all the blocks in place, then we can go ahead and actually build pages, funnels, and websites for you. But let's just create a blank page from scratch here. And when we click on these three dots here, we have some choices to edit the settings, set it as the home page, rename it, clone it, delete it, or hide it from the navigation. So I'm going to show you some of these things, but first let's make all the pages. So I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to call this the About Us page. Okay, I'll hit that check mark. Let's add another page. Let's call this the Contact page. Let's create another one. We're going to call this Media. Let's create another one. We're going to call this one Support. And we're going to create now a page to give away our ebook. So we're going to call this one Free Ebook. And now we need a page for them to download that. So we're going to call this Thank You Download. Now we have all the pages of our website that we want. Now at any time I can see what page I'm in by what's highlighted here, or I can just go to the menu and I can change my page here, and all these pages are blank. But I want you to notice here this says primary navigation. So these are all the navigation links that are going to show up in my navigation bar. Thing is, I don't want people to actually see my ebook page on the navigation, so I'm going to put that here on hidden pages, just like that. And I drop that and I have that here. And I also certainly don't want them to see my download link, so I'm going to hide that from the navigation, and I'm going to put that here as well. And now I have my download page and my ebook page hidden from the navigation. And very soon what we're going to have up here is another tab that you'll be able to click right here, and that's going to say your funnels, and then you're going to be able to organize your funnel pages. And imagine this saying landing page, upsell page, tripwire page, thank you page. And so you'll be able to handle your navigation pages on your website, the hidden pages that you might not want there, and then you'll click a tab, and then you'll have different pages where you can actually collapse and open up different funnels from the different templates that we'll provide you. That's really more of an organizational feature. You can actually just build your funnels right now just by putting them in your hidden pages. All right, now let's put a navigation block up. Now when I go over to the blocks, I can either choose a navigation block here and just drag it over, or I can choose one from the prototypes. So I'm going to pull a prototype up just like this, and I'm going to drag that over there like that. And if you notice, it said first link, second link, third link, fourth link, and fifth link. And it automatically just populated that based on my pages here. Now look at this. If I move my support above the media, it switches it. And if I move it back, it goes just like that. Now, the other thing is I don't want the media on my navigation. I wanted that to be a sub-navigation under contact. So how would we do that? Well, we simply just indent this in like that, and now I have the media as a drop down under contacts. All right, we'd have to see that functionality on a page preview. Okay, but that's pretty much how that works to just build a menu. Now the other thing you're noticing is I have the logo here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over to here. It opens up my style editor. Okay, I'm going to click on functionality. I'm going to click browse, and I'm going to look on my hard drive for a logo. And I'm just going to pull this Groove Pages logo here and just open that up. We're going to load that into my library here. And I'm just going to click select, and I'm going to click update, and that puts my logo in just like that. Now let's say I want to change the background of this entire section. What I can do is I can go here and just click on background, and we're going to have a full color picker here for you. But right now we have the different shades of the color working like this. We're going to have a little thing to allow you to put in one of the 16 million colors, but let's assume I wanted to make this a color pink in the background like that. And I would do the same thing here with this menu section here. I would select the menu, and then I would change that background as well to pink, just like that. But I'm going to click on this undo button here, and we could always go back at any time and change things. Now I want to show you one more thing about these menus. The thing is, if I want to have an external link right? Let's say my support, I want to go to my help desk and I don't want it to actually go to a page on the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this page right here, because it's not really a page, right? It's maybe I'm using something like Zendesk and I don't actually need a page for support. And now the support page is gone. But what if I want to link that to an external page and not necessarily a page that's on this website? Well, what we do is we go to this menu right here, and then I go to functionality, and what I can do is I can add an external link. And how many external links do I want? Well, if I put 2, then I get these examples here like this, but I just want one external link at this time. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my help desk link in here, and I'm going to name it support. And I'm going to tell that to open in a new window. Then I click update, and just like that, I now have an external link that'll now go to my help desk, where these actually go to pages within the website. And again, this goes to an external page. Okay, I'm going to open up the style editor and just let you know 2 things that will happen on every style editor. You will see here ways to change the text, the background, the border, spacing, sizing, the shadow, and any custom CSS if you had a super web designer that wanted to do some ninja stuff. And anything that needs functionality like a pop-up or that menu or a countdown timer or a carousel, it will then have a functionality tab. Most things won't. Most things will only be design. Some things will have functionality if you need to add a link to it or upload an image, or this is dynamic based on the particular thing that you choose. If it was a countdown timer, which we're going to display, you will get things that'll say pick a date and things like that. So let's close that and move on. Okay, so now I'm going to start building the website. And again, remember, we use blocks to just build the website. Now, I have all of these different types of wireframe blocks, which again, wireframes take all of the design out of it and let us just focus on the layout. And if I want, I can use the premium design blocks. Right now, we have about 75 of them. And in about a couple of weeks, there will be a couple of hundred. And then we already have about 1,000 on back order. And so you can expect, over a year, just in terms of blocks, we may have over 2,000 different blocks that are featured with tags and different ways to organize them and things like that. But right now, let's go. And let's see, I might want to put an alert bar up at the top, right? With a little countdown timer. So I'm just going to drag that right above here like that. And just like that, we get our alert bar. So I'm going to choose a cover section here, and I'm going to choose this one right here. I kind of like the way this one looks, and I'm going to drag it here. Now, if at any time I feel that I put something in the wrong place, or I want to see how it looks in a different place, I can just grab the drag handle, and if I want to put it back, I just drag it back into position just like that. So next thing is I like to always put a footer in. So let's take a look. I have my wireframe footers, and these are all alphabetical. So I can look at a footer like this that I can just add any color to it that I want by dragging it down here like that. And now I have a footer here. Or if I like, again, I can use one of these premium design footers, and I can drag something over like that. Either one of those, all right? I'm gonna delete this one here. I kind of like this colorful one here. Let's continue to build the site out with some of these blocks. Let's add a call to action. I'll do something like here with a prototype block. Let's add another one the opposite way, like that. Let's add some features. Put something like that, just there like that. Let's add some testimonials. Okay, I kind of like this one here, and this is what I would call a hero testimonial. I'll put that one right here, just like that. Okay, let's go back to the wireframes. Let's add some things like a contact us form. I'm going to show you how cool the Google Map section of this is. We're going to just put a map section in. We could order these things around later. Remember I told you, all we have to do is just grab these drag handles. We can position these things anywhere we like. But for right now, we're just going to start putting the stacks. Let's put in a pricing form down here towards the bottom. Let's do one of these triple section pricing forms. I like something just like that. And let's put in a countdown timer. So I kind of like this one here with the round section. So we'll just drop that in. Let's also put in a form over here. And I'm going to put in this one right here, just like that. And finally, we'll put in a team, like, who who's responsible for this in the company and who built it and those types of things. Basically what we've done here is we've stacked all of the different blocks so that we can start designing the sites and adding colors and different things like that. There's a couple of more things that we can do here. Let me show you how we can now click on this block here, and I can click on functionality, and I can put in an address. And that's my old address in San Diego. And you'll see just like that, a map comes up with San Diego, just like that. Now that might be good if you want to put your map address in for your company or anything like that. Okay, let's move on. If I want to change the color of a section, I have a couple of different ways that I can do that. Number one, I can just take one of these prototype blocks here and I can change the background section to match something like we have over here. Or we can just change that section completely to maybe be like white. Okay, and the same thing here. This section here, I can go here and I can see that it already has a background color, but if I wanted to change it to a dark shade of red, I would do something just like that. Now the next thing I want to go over is what happens when you see with a lot of different editors out there, a lot of different softwares, you're always getting these grab handles, you're fighting with them. Well, don't worry. With ours, you simply click right here and then it'll tell you where you are in what's known as the dome tree. And if it's not the one you want, you can just hit the up button and it tells you the current one that you're in. We're in the container. And if we want to move up to this one, I can either click on it or just move up. And now it shows me the parent frame to that, and I click that, and now I'm in that frame. And if I want to work on this one, any of the stylings I can do here, like again, change the background. This is going to look weird, but if I wanted to just change the background of this, I could do that. Certainly I don't want to do that. And if I want to move up from this one, I just go like this, and now I'm in the very top section, just like that. So that's one of the things that you don't get with a lot of other softwares, are you get these grab handles that you're always fighting with your cursor. With ours, you just click in. If it's not the one you want, you can just move up through the dome tree just like that. Okay, now I know I'm not building the most gorgeous site, I'm just picking random colors, but let's talk about changing the photograph here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and I know I'm in the right element. It says image, so I'm going to click on functionality, and I'm going to click browse. And now I already have a picture of myself here, so I'm just going to click on this one and click select, and I'm going to click update, and just like that we see my picture here. Now if I wanted to change this one here, I would just pick on this one here, just like that. Click on functionality. I have a second picture of myself here that I preloaded for this demo. I click select and update, and just like that we have our picture loaded. Okay, now let's talk about text. And when I see the text icon, that opens up this text editor for me, just like this, and I can start typing just like that. And again, we can do that anywhere we see text. We click on the text icon, I type in hello world, just like that, and we're all set. I can take this text and I can change the color. If I want to make this like a gray color, I would just choose one of these grays, just like that, or send it back to white. Obviously we can make it any color, but we want to make it as pretty as possible. We can control the font size here. Also, we can also control it here as well. And we have ways to hyperlink it and center the text and change the alignment to the left or to center, all those different things. Pretty self-explanatory. And you'll have the ability to choose any different color you want, and choose from all of the hundreds of different Google fonts that you want as well. Again, what I'm doing is I'm just showing you the features rather than building a consistent site with colors, so you're starting to see the colors mix and match because it's a demo, but I think you get the point. Okay, a couple of other things I want to let you know. When you click on these different things here, you'll notice that you get a section here that says clone, and just like that we've cloned that section. If I want to do that again, I just click clone, and we're building it more and more. If I want to get rid of those sections, I hit the trash can and those sections go. We can clone pretty much anything that we see. We can clone an entire block section just like this, and click clone, and now I've got a second one, and I can go ahead and just delete that. Let me show you some other cool things that we can do with background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this hero section right here, and I'm going to create one from a prototype. So I'm going to go to the covers over here, And I'm going to choose just this one right here just for this example. Now I don't like this gray background. I can certainly go here and I can change the background and maybe make it a darker shade of gray like this, and then start adjusting the fonts. Or I can just say no color at all. Okay, just like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a background instead. And I'm going to go here into the free stock photos. We have thousands of royalty-free images that you can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a house. All right, and let's choose this one right here. And that's uploading. And once it's in my library, I click select. Okay, and then what I want to do, I'm just going to set that to be the cover photo, and just like that, we have a background. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, let me show you how the countdown timer works. I'm going to scroll down to the countdown timer section. Again, if I wanted that background of this entire section to maybe be, let's say, like a dark, a light blue, I would click on my blues here. I choose a very light blue, and I've got that. And I can go into these different things and I can change their colors as well, but let's focus on the functionality. Now, as you can see here, I'm clicking on these individual countdown timers and I'm not getting the functionality. So what we want to do is we want to click until it circles the entire countdown section. And now we have functionality here. You see we're in the countdown section, and now I can set a countdown timer. We have a couple of different choices for our countdown timers: in a daily, a landing. I'm not going to go over all of that right now. We'll just leave it fixed, and we're going to set that to go off on December 8th, somewhere around noon. And I've set my timer to noon. I can say what time zone I want and what happens when the countdown timer is done, and I click update. And just like that, you can actually see I'm seeing a live preview of that happen right now. Now, the next thing I want to show you here is I haven't even clicked save once. All right. When I click over here and I look at revisions, basically you can see it's basically saving every single time that I make a change to the website. It's saving. And this goes back, hundreds of different saves. And at any time I can preview and see what that looked like. And it's pulling back that previous version for us. I'm going to click cancel. But as you can see, we can bring back any version that we wanted at any time. So I'm going to save this here. And this is where you can publish your site. You can use custom domains and things like that as well. Now I want to show you some cool features that we can do. I'm going to go down to this section where I dragged an iPhone earlier. And I'm going to put an image into this iPhone. So I'm going to click on functionality. It's a light iPhone. I'm actually going to choose a dark one, and I'm going to choose an image here. Let's choose this one here of this car. And we'll just click select and we'll click update. And just like that, we've added the car into the iPhone. If I don't like that one, I click remove, and maybe I put this little kitten here. It's centered a little bit more, and we'll probably get a better view just like that. All right, that's pretty cool. Let me show you a couple of other things that we can do. These were all blocks. I never went into these elements here. So let me click on these elements, and let's say I wanted to start with an empty section. So I'll pick a block out here. I'm going to pick an empty one. I'm going to choose one. I'm going to choose one here with, let's say, 3 columns, and I'm just going to drag that in. Okay. All right, and here are my 3 columns, and now I can go into these components and I can put different things in here. I can put a paragraph into that one. I can put a YouTube video into this one here, and I can put a laptop or a desktop computer. Let's try a laptop, and I'll put that into here. Now I'm going to go to YouTube and get a video. I'll be right back. Okay, I got a video from YouTube, and I just click here. Again, I can go to functionality, and I'm going to put the ID of the YouTube video. I click update, and I've got a video there. Now remember, I can drag this video and I can put it anywhere that I want. And if I want to make this a little bit bigger now, I just click on sizing and click on relative to parent, and I just make that as big as I want, just like that. Let's delete this for now. We don't necessarily need that there. And let's just give another example of something that we can put in here. I'm going to put in some custom embed code. So if you've got any custom embed code that you want to put in, you just go here, you click on the settings, and then you can paste your code in here. You hit save, and the custom embed code would go there. All right, let's delete that form, this section here. Okay, let me show you something else we can do. I'm going to start with an empty block, And I'm now going to go into the elements, and I have things here like a tab section that I can do. We also have something called a collapse, and that's where you can basically just keep adding as many of these collapses as you want, and you're building like an FAQ. Let's just get rid of this and give you one last example of something we can do. I can go into an empty block, drag in an empty block, we'll put it right there, and then I can go into my elements. This is one of my favorite things. I can now build a carousel. I'm going to drag that in here just like that. Okay, and when I click on that, I can then say I want this carousel to loop. I want it to autoplay, and 1,000 milliseconds is a second. So let's just say every 1.5 seconds, I want it to go through 5 different slides. And now, just for this demo, let me just do 3, so I don't have to load too many images. And we'll start with the dog, and then we'll start with the cat. Okay, and then we're going to start with the family. And just like that, I hit update. And now I have a carousel that automatically slides every 1500 milliseconds. Isn't that pretty cool? And we have the little arrows over here that can go back and forth, and so on and so forth. This is pretty cool. There's a lot of different things that we can do with these, adding these custom components in there. We're going to be adding a lot more different custom components as well. But again, the blocks are basically different sections. So you'll notice, I'm going to get rid of this so it doesn't keep distracting us. As you'll notice, we have countdown timer sections that are pre-designed for us. But if I just want to put a countdown timer, not a section, just a countdown timer maybe right below this team, well, then I would go into the elements and I would look for the countdown. Here it is. And I would just drag that, and I would just put that right here, just like that. And I have it right above our team, just like that. And then I could style it, make it round, and all those different things. Okay, let me show you something else here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this button right here, and I'm going to change this button to maybe like a black button like this with yellow text. So I go to the text section and I make the text yellow. And just like that, I've changed that. Or maybe I want this to be a yellow button with black text, right? The famous Belcher button. Well, just like that, I now have a button. Now, if I don't want to keep making this button over and over and over again, what I do is I go to the global styles, and I'm going to create a new style, and I'm going to call it yellow button. Okay, and I'm going to save it. And now if I go to any other button on the page, I can just select that button, click on global styles, and just click that yellow button, and it'll turn that button that same color. And I can just do that over and over to all these different buttons, and I don't have to keep styling them. Now, a couple more things. If I created a site template that I liked, when I'm done, I could go up here and I could save this as a template to reuse it again. We're gonna have a feature here where you'll be able to put a little heart here, and it'll save any block section. So like, let's say you design your footer and you have all your different links in here, and you don't want to constantly be using that footer over and over and over again throughout the years. Well, then what you simply do is you'll hit the heart, and then you can save that, and then you'll go into your block sections and you'll see my favorites, and you can just drag those in to your other pages so you don't have to keep designing them over and over again. Okay, now if you have a designer and he or she wants to do any ninja things, then at any time they can just go into the style editor and click on custom attributes, and they can basically say how they want it to display. They could give it a name and a class, and then drop the custom CSS in here, and they can basically do anything that can be done on a web page if they want to do some ninja things. Also, if you want to see any of the code for any one of the blocks, you just click here and you can see the code for any particular block that you have here. So this is the code here for the footer. We just go down to the bottom, I click here, and we get all of the code for that particular block. If I want the one for this one, I just click right here. And if I want to see the code for the entire site, I just go here and I can inject any code that I want. And furthermore, we're going to be adding something where when you click on any single element, you're going to see the little code. So if you just want to go down to the actual button that you see here like this, you'll be able to just see a little bracket like you see right here. And you'll be able to see a little box that'll open up, and it'll give you the code just for that particular element. That again is for designers that want to be able to see every little last bit of code and maybe work on it and do some custom styling. Something I would never do, and I would probably suggest you wouldn't either. But your designer may be happy to know that they could do that for you. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is the pop-ups. And so to create pop-ups, you just click Create a Pop-up. And we have three types of pop-ups. We have a standard pop-up, which is something that you would link to a button. We have an entry pop-up, which means it pop-ups when they show up at the site, and an exit pop-up, which happens when they leave the site. So we're going to create two pop-ups. We're just going to call this one a button, and that's a standard, all right? And we can choose what page this works on. I'm just going to choose the home page for now. And let's choose, we'll just choose this one here. Oh. All right, so now we've got a pop-up, and I can change the text and all that, but I'm just going to click Save and Exit, and then we're going to come here and we're going to create another pop-up. We're going to call this, an exit pop-up, and I'm going to choose an exit off the home page, and I want it to show on every visit, okay? And I like this one down here with the countdown timer. So we could go and we could set, the timer for this here, but by changing the functionality. But for right now, I'm just going to click Save and Exit, and now I have two different pop-ups. So if I take a button, and let's take this button right here, okay, and I go to functionality, and I put some text in here like download, and I link that to the pop-up that we called button. I click Update, and now that will open up that pop-up. And so I'm going to save this, and we're going to click the preview icon right here, and we'll notice that two things are going to happen. One, when I go to exit the site, we get this pop-up, okay? And number two, when I click on this download button, we get that pop-up. So we can close this preview. Let me show you one last little thing here. If I take this button like this, and I go and I make this a dark black like this, with yellow text. Once that's done, I can now go to the global styles, and I could call this black yellow like that. Now that I go over to here, I can take this button and go to my styles, and I could take this black yellow, and just like that, I can take any button that I have on the page, and I can just click black yellow, and just like that, I don't have to, continually style it. So there's so many more features like that I can show you. We can apply styles. If I want a particular style only to be shown on a desktop or a laptop or a mobile device or anything like that, we can do that. Again, this is how you preview how your site is going to look on a mobile device, and this is how you preview on an iPad, a laptop, and on a full screen desktop. There's a lot that we can show you. Coming soon, we're going to have things like background transparencies, where you can put like a color overlay over an image. We're going to have row and column grab so that we can stretch these rows just by grabbing the handles. Tons of integrations. You'll be able to, like I said before, adding favorites to your blocks. And of course, tons of designer blocks. We're never going to stop. You'll end up having templates, funnels, split testing, blogs, so much more. And that pretty much goes over everything, all the functionality that's important right now for you. Now, it's very clear that what I did, this is a demo literally to basically show you the different functions, how we did the map, how we can put different pictures in there, but certainly we got to add the TLC. I've made this color red, another color blue, and I'm not stacking anything in any particular order, because I wanted to show you how to do individual styling, how to do countdown timers, how to build a menu. I didn't actually build a site for any particular look. I wanted to show you how you could change the background image, change the buttons, different things like that. So that wraps up the demo right there. Again, I just wanted to really confirm that this demo was to go over how to do the styling for an individual element, a font, a button, a color, a pop-up. It wasn't necessarily to build a website for design. I didn't have in mind particular colors or images or anything like that. So that wraps up this demo. I hope you like it. And that's the Groove Pages beta. I'm Mike Filsaime, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click and I'm going to create a new site. All right, and I'm going to jump in here with, let's pull one of these templates here. I'm just going to grab this one here. I'm just going to click and select this e-commerce template. Now, remember I said we're going to have 3 different versions of different things for you. We're going to have something called a landing page, or an entire brand website, which has your About Us page, social media, contact us, and all those different things. And then you're going to have funnels, and you're going to be able to organize all of those different things. In fact, let me just log into Zeppelin here and show you how we're going to be doing those funnels, right? So what you're seeing right now is you have, we chose our templates, right? So then you also have what we call blocks, right? So those are things where if you would want to just drag something in, for instance, like this, you just drag it in, which ClickFunnels doesn't have, okay? So I'm going to delete that. We don't need that. But so a block in the terms of the hierarchy is within the page. We have the ability, if you want a pre-designed, a footer, well, you can put a different footer. These were the wireframes that I was talking about. You go over to, footers, alphabetical here, F. We have all of these different footers. If I want this really beefy one over here, right, I would just drag it over like this down at the bottom, and I would get rid of this particular one like that. And I would now maybe give it, a color of like, let's say I wanted the background. Remember I told you before the export mode, we have all these different things. Let's give it like a blue background, like a dark blue. I'm not going to go too nuts here, but you get the point. I can go here and I can change the text to white, etc. So it looks different. So these are things that with ClickFunnels, if you like template A, but there's something you like in template B, you can't mix and match. We take everything that when we create a site, we also make blocks out of all of those different things, so that if you want to use any of them later to just drag in, you say, hey, I need a checkout section here, or I need a pricing table, right? Like, what's a pricing table, right? Well, a pricing table is something like one of these things. I might want to put a pricing table right there, just like that. Well, there's my pricing table. You follow what I'm saying? If you want to maybe add like a testimonial block, you would go over to testimonials and just drag over, we call this like a hero testimonial here, right above the pricing, and then below it, I want my, my 3 different people. We're gonna, just pop that right underneath, right? And any of these sections, everything has a drag handle. You can move things up and down, on top of different sections and so on and so forth. Okay, so we just swapped out everything. Like the buttons has a drag handle, text, every little thing. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. There's nothing revolutionary about drag and drop. But if we did want to move the button above this little text here, we have what's known as a shadow image, so that exactly where everything is dropping. Okay, but let's move on to what we were talking about before. I was going to show you how this side panel is going to say templates, because right now we have it in the pages. You grab a template here, but we'll talk about that just a minute. We've already explained that we have blocks. What blocks are. Elements are things that go inside of blocks. So I may want to drag things like a button, a YouTube video, right? Let's see, let's put a YouTube video right here. I would just drag it and put it right here, so to speak, right? So these are elements. We have things that every page builder in the world out there wishes they had, that I'll demo a little bit later, like accordions and sliders and all these different things. Yes, you can integrate with the different things out there, like MailChimp and ActiveCampaign. Any custom embed you want to do, you can drop. You want to add a progress bar somewhere, you simply just put your progress bar over here. Everything has something that you can just go and click configure, and I want this progress bar to be at 25%. So I put my text here at 25, and I put the percentage at 25, and just like that, you're at 25%. That's helping people walk through checkouts. There's so many of these things. I really don't have the time for it today, but I'm going to do my best to show you as much as we can. What I wanted to show you here, this is where our UI UX designer goes in and builds things. So let's take a look at like how they some of the different templates, for example, that we have here. we have a template that might just be like for a SaaS company. So this is going to be in there. I'm showing you what's working on like right now. So this is something that he designs, and then we basically import it into Groove Pages. So we're going to have gorgeous pages that look like that. But what if we want to have a brand website? Well, remember I said there's your funnels should look one way, but your brand, your .com, should look a little bit different. Well, we're going to have things that will be for lawyers, real estate agents, local marketers, plumbers. Mike, I know this excites you for the agency model for local businesses. There's so much stuff I could go on for 10 minutes. I'm not going to. Let's talk about a designer that knows how to design things for conversion. Isn't this gorgeous? Don't you want to click in here and start working on the text and dragging and dropping, right? So this is an example of a template. We'll look at one more. This might be like your one pager, your about you, like who is Mike Filsaime? And I'll show you how you change the color pictures in here like this. If these templates look pretty cool to you, Jennifer says beautiful. Put a 1 in the chat that you like the direction that we're going, that we're going to give you conversion type pages, one pages, funnels, websites, everything. In fact, that's the hardest thing, right?
Crisp and modern, Mike. They look crisp and modern. It's very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I think you can tell a ClickFunnels page. They got these big fat buttons. In fact, I want to show you guys something. Mike said something. Now, Mike, can I be 100% honest here? Would that be okay with my feelings on this page? This page, Mike happens to love. And I created this page because Mike told me to create this. Mike told me that, Mike, this is my funnel. Can you create this in Groove Pages? So I had to go outside of our funnels because Mike said, I want it to look like this. Does this look a little familiar, right? You have 3 people here. You have 3 people here. Underneath that, you have, call to action. This is ClickFunnels, right? This is Mike's logo over here. I said, you know what? I'm going to make that logo a little bit smaller. And this text over here, I'm going to make a button. Mike really likes this headline like this. I said, okay, if he likes it like that, I'm going to snazz it up a little bit, right? So I don't, and Mike, please, I'm just trying to make a point here to people. I don't want you to necessarily think that this page is a template in Groove Pages, like it or not. What I want you to know is that Mike said, this is what I created in ClickFunnels. Can you make it for me in Groove Pages? And I said, okay, I actually have webinar templates, but if you want me to use yours, I'm going to do it. And put a 1 in the chat if you like the one that came out on Groove Pages better than the one that was designed in ClickFunnels. Let's see what you guys are saying. Barbara, 1. Yeah, okay. 1 from Apple, Barbara, and okay. So my point is, this is not one of our templates. What I did is I dragged blocks over. I literally went in and I dragged a testimonial block like this, and I went in and I changed the background color to dark blue like this. I changed the text. I'm not going to do it on all. I think you get the point. I just have to do it multiple times, right? Whatever, I'm doing it now, so let's just make them white. You get it, right? So, and then what was the next thing that I did? I had to upload the photos. All right, so I click on a photo and I click on configure and I choose an image and I grab an image from my library or upload one and I click update, and just like that. Okay, you see how easy this is? If ClickFunnels didn't have the testimonial block for you, there's nothing you could do. You'd have to make it yourself. Ours has that. But moving on to what I was showing you over here before, what we're going to be doing when it comes to, oh, this is new. Some of these are new, but we don't have time to, for me to gaga over some of these different things. Let me look at, I believe it would be this. This is our UI expert designing. This is him like designing all those different blocks. I went into the wrong one, so I think it's the UI guide. So remember I told you we spent $200,000 developing this software? We didn't just grab a WordPress or a theme forest theme. This is him saying this is what the blocks look like when they're collapsed. This was before the software was built. This over here was how this template stuff. This right here is a software where a designer goes in and designs the layout. This is absolutely gorgeous. We didn't go in and just say, let's get a theme for $49 from Theme Forest and make it look like a user admin. We actually have somebody that developed for Uber, for the app back in the day, not the current one, and he's a UI expert. We found him from Silicon Valley. So moving on, going on to how the funnels are going to look, this stuff is being done right now. So you're going to, let's see, click here, and you can see this is going to say elements, blocks. This is going to say change it from from pages to brand websites. Over here, you're going to have something called funnels, okay? And this tells you that you have a funnel called free mini course, Facebook offering, or whatever, right? And then when you click on one of these things to expand, you will then see every page in your funnel, and then you could click the dots and see how they are converting. Talk about intuitive. You want to add a new page to your funnel, you click plus, and unlike ClickFunnels, our funnels are going to be themed. What ClickFunnels does is it says, oh, you want to create a product launch funnel? Well, you need video 1, and then it shows you every template. You need video 2, you need a VSL page, you need a thank you page, and it shows you every template. And those templates were not necessarily designed to work with each other. They don't have a theme. They don't have a motif, as it's known in the car industry and many other industries. You want a funnel for webinars or for a book funnel? Well, every single page is going to be designed that when they land on the upsell page, the thank you page, they're all going to look the same. So moving on here, you want to add a new funnel. It's going to tell you, okay, here's a VSL funnel, a webinar funnel, a contact us, et cetera, et cetera. And this particular one has 3 pages. This has 4 pages. If you click on this icon that says expand pages, it's going to do something like this and show you every single page that's in the funnel. Now, this is a mock-up, and these pages actually don't look like they belong together, but I want you to know that the landing page, the VSL, and the thank you, when they're actually grouped, will all be together. So this is going to be probably live in about 2 to 3 weeks, the funnel portion. But right now, let me get rid of some of these ugly little demos that I was doing here just for now, just so that we have the actual template that I loaded. And I want to show you something here. Let's build out our brand website, okay? So remember, we're going to have something here that says funnels, and this is going to be called brand website. And the way that it's going to work is, unlike ClickFunnels, you're just going to come in, and this entire thing here is going to be called a project. And if you were to publish this to www.mikefilsaime.com, once you would never go and create another project site with mikefilsaime.com. If you click publish, it's going to overwrite anything else. In fact, it'll tell you, warning, you're already using mikefilsaime.com. Using this will overwrite everything. So the way that we do it is we say, well, there's only 3 things that you can really have at your site. One is your brand website where people see the navigation. Number 2 are your funnels, and number 3 is your blog. And I didn't even tell you that we're going to have a built-in blogging platform on this, so that you don't even have to use WordPress anymore. You'll be able to choose one of our themes, go in, make a post, hit save. Like, it's just as easy as writing an email. You'll have a headline, and you'll use our page builder to drag an element or an image, and we're going to have a full blogging platform. That's going to be coming in the fall, maybe even in Christmas. We're working on getting the page builder, nearly perfect. And as I said, we're out of beta now. So let's add some pages to this website. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add a navigation onto this page. Now, I can do it a couple of different ways. I can add a navigation bar. So let's do that. I'm going to add one that already has navigation, but I need to delete this one now. But just to show you, if I wanted to add a navigation anywhere, I would go into my elements. If I have an existing block, and I just find, and all this stuff is going to be collapsed as well, because we're adding too many of these, so they're going to work more like this. It'll say countdown timers, and you'll expand, and that's about a week away. So I'm looking for navigation. So let's see here, custom embed. Here it is, navigation. So I would just drag the navigation like right into this section here, just like that, and now I have a navigation section. But I decided to grab a block that already had one. So let's delete this little one that I did here. And you notice there's no navigation because I don't have any pages. So check this out. Let's talk about some pages that we need. Well, we need to have, I'm just going to choose
different things here, even though it's an upsell, whatever. I'm just dragging templates. Let's call this one our About Us page. Oops, I don't need to do that. I just call it About Us. I hit check. And let's add another page here. We'll call this the Contact Us page, and this is gonna be how we tell people to contact us. And let's add another page. We'll call this Support. Just choose this one, and we'll rename that Support. And we're gonna add three more pages, just so you can see. Okay, and you're noticing our pages are now adding, this is actually here, not, this is an external link, but so we have the e-commerce is our home. If I wanted to configure this, I would go to my menu. Bear with me a second, let me just see here. External links, pages, that's the name of my home page. I'll get to that in just a minute. Let's add some more pages. Let's add a social media page. And let's just say this particular one here was my social media. Let's rename that social media. Okay, and the URLs are page 2, page 3. If I want to actually change that URL to say About Us, then I go into the edit portion here and I say that I actually want this page to be called About Us, just like that. Not very easy in ClickFunnels. This is where we add our page title for SEO, custom CSS, Google tracking, OG stuff. We're not going to get into that, but it's everything that you'd want in a page exactly where you'd want it. So now we're going to add one final thing, two final things. We're going to add our upsell page. All right, let's actually use an upsell template here. Let's use this upsell. And we're going to call this an upsell. Okay, and let's create a thank you page for, maybe after they opt in or whatever the case may be. So let's see if we have something called a thank you. Here's an opt-in. I could use that before. Let's just grab this thank you page right here. We'll click select, and then we're done with this part here. But I'm doing this for a reason, because if we go up here, we have a little bit of a problem now. By creating all these pages, I might want this home page not to say ecom. Bear with me a second. I'm going to change this to home. Okay, so as you see, I actually have my upsell and my thank you page here. Well, I don't want them showing, navigating. So see, I have something called hidden pages. Well, I'm just going to drag those. I'm going to hide that out of the navigation. Notice it disappeared. Watch the thank you page disappear as well. Just like that. It's no longer there. And the other thing is, I don't want my social media page here. That's really under the About Us. So I'm going to drag the social media page under the About Us, and watch on the screen on the navigation when I release. Watch the drop down show up. Just like that, it created a drop down for us. In fact, I don't even like the About Us being second. I want Contact Us going first. So I can switch the navigation just like this. In fact, I even made a mistake. The support is external. I don't want to build a page for that. So I'm going to delete this, but how do I add the support to my page? Well, I simply go to this menu here, and you see I can style it, change the fonts, and I click configure. And over here, I might want to have an external link. How many do I want? I just need one, and I want to call that support. But that actually goes to my third-party help desk over here called support.grooveapp. So I'm going to now take that URL. I can now link it to one of the other pages in the site, a block, a pop-up, but I want a third-party URL. So I'm just going to go like this, and I want that to open in a new tab. I click update, and just like that, I've got a third-party link. Now, here's the only thing is, on my upsell page over here, if I had let's do it on the thank you page. On my thank you page, I might want to have a navigation bar. So what do? I go to my blocks and I get a navigation bar and I pop it over just like this, right? And of course, folks, if I want to change my logo, I go to the configure portion and I choose an image and I grab my Groove Pages logo and Groove Digital, and I just go like that, right? It's very easy. It's easy as you can imagine. Now, the only thing is,
I may not want this on my thank you page. So what I do on this particular page is I click on the menu and I want to exclude a page, and I can click the pages that I want to exclude. So let's exclude the About Us page and the Contact Us page, and I click update, and now the only thing that shows on here is home. And again, if I wanted to add an external link for support, I think you get the picture. I just go like that. So the point that I'm making here for you folks is that this is something that allows you to create a brand website very, very easily. Let's talk about the page builder. Number one, what can we do with fonts? Well, I can double click here, make it nice and easy, or I can go here and I can click edit the styles over here. This is out of the expert mode, and it just gives you the basic stuff. I want to change the font. I want to change the size, like this, nice. You can actually see it working. I just want to change the font color to red. This will be horrible looking, right? Just like that. But I can hit undo on anything that I don't want. Okay. Furthermore, you have all the things that you would expect from like Microsoft Word, right? You want to change a strike through in the pricing, you've got that. I'm not going to go nuts here, folks. This is nothing revolutionary, but I want you to know, yes, you can do everything that you want. But take a look at the stuff that you can do here. We have text. You can do everything: letter spacing, line height, font weights, different colors. Drag and drop the size, easy to see. You want to change the background of any column or anything like that. Let's actually do that. Let me show you this background. I'm going to use a wireframe to demonstrate this. Let's choose a cover, and I'm going to just drag this in right here. Okay. Now I can change this background a couple of different ways. And notice over here, folks, this is something designers will like, but we actually give you what's known as a dome tree, so you can move all the way up. So let's choose something a little more complex. Sometimes you ever notice, type a 1 in the chat, if you're ever hovering in ClickFunnels and you're getting something that's happening like this, and you're fighting over these different things and you're seeing yellow, red, and then you click and it's like, it grabbed the text and not the button. So people are putting 1s in the chat there, right? So what we do is when you click and you isolate something like this, the hover no longer will work. Okay, that means you've isolated. If you close here, now you're in hover mode, and we only have it show after you're on there for about a half a second so that it's not constantly lighting up. But if you accidentally click on the wrong one, we have this little up arrow, and it shows you in gray what is the parent frame to this. And you click the up arrow, and now you're in this element. And here, if you move the up arrow, you can go up, or I can just click here. And so I can move all the way up through what's known as the dome tree and work my way all the way to the top block if I'm having problems isolating something, or I can just click on something and just get it. But sometimes you want to know exactly where you are. You can either click here and go to the block, but I know to go to the block, I just click out of everything and I go here. Sometimes you click and you actually select an inner block. So I think you get my point. So now, if I want to change the background color of this, well, I simply do that by changing the background color like this, right? And of course, I can change the font color. But let's go back and get rid of that. And let's add an image. So, Mike, give me something cool, a topic: Ferraris, bikes, Vegas, housing, something. Chime in here and give me something cool for an image to actually add.
Yeah, I was just at the Rolls-Royce dealership, so I love your idea. I was taking a picture of a pretty Ferrari, and I know you're a car guy, so let's do that.
All right. Ferrari, Ferrari. I'm going to hit enter. And look at that. We get all these different Ferraris. So I'm going to choose this particular one right here. I think that's pretty badass. So all these images are royalty free. 5 years ago, folks, this would be, incredible for me to show you that you've got royalty free images. I think you come, to expect that. So I simply say, okay, that's cool. I select, and just like that, I now have, I now have this Ferrari as my cover image. The only thing is my text, I can maybe make this white, but it's really hard to see that, right? So what do we do? How do I fix this here? Well, what I can do now is I can instead go to the image, the background here that we just had. Actually, that's the blocks background. And it tells me a little dot here, the green dot, saying, hey, you've made a change to the default style. There's something changed here. And I go to the color, and I can add an overlay. Let's do something like red, because that's the Ferrari theme here. And I'll just choose one of these reds here. And I've now either got an image or I've got a background color. Which is it? Well, we have this little transparency thing that I can do here, and now I can see what I can do here. I can put some opacity. I can go full image or full color. So I can make a little bit of a background like this that makes it a little easy to read. Personally, I think if we change the background color to a blue, it might actually be better. And I could do something like that. Mike, doesn't that look gorgeous? Like that. So let me try to talk about what else we've got here, right? I can drag in, we can add.
Mike, we're getting such great feedback from people on this. This is great.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to move on here. We've got things like I can do what we call spacing. All the, like for instance, let's say I want this, a little bit closer. Could we make this any easier than adding padding like that? Let's go to a page that actually has a button here. I want to show you something cool. Let's go to our main page. Here's a button. Now check this out. Mike, you tell me, Mike, I want the Belcher button. I say, what the hell is a Belcher button? You say, what? You don't know? That's one of the highest converting buttons of all time. It's a square button that's yellow and has black text. And I say, okay, well, we go to the text and we make it black. Okay, cool. Now we go to the button color and we make it yellow, and we'll choose a yellow. And if you want any particular color, guys, I click right here and I've got the billion color slider and I can paste in any code, of course, right? But if I want to use a standard color, what's a web color, I do that. And Mike, you told me that the font should be maybe a little bit bold right in the button. Okay, well, I dropped the wrong one. Let's make it a little bit thicker. You like that? And you don't like that it's round. All right, well, that's the borders, right? I can take the borders here and we can go fully round, or we can do the Steve Jobs, right? Remember, he used to say he didn't like fully square corners. That's why all the iPhone apps are slightly rounded. Or you might want it fully square, right? Let's put a little round corner on it. Okay, now we've got our Belcher button. And now I've got to go design this one. Who the hell wants to do that, right? I could clone this button and drag it over, or what I can do, folks, check this out. I go to a global style here, and I'm going to create a new style. And I'm going to call this the Belcher button. I'm going to click a check mark, and we're done. And I now go to this button over here, and I click on it, and instead of restyling that, I just drop down and I go Belcher button, and just like that, it just did the entire button for me. And now I could do that for anything, a testimonial that has a certain drop shadow or something. Do you like that feature? Is that pretty cool? So we have sizing, right? That's where where you want the size of this particular column. We're not going to get into all that, but it's basically everything. And remember, I'm in expert mode. And if your designer wants to go into a particular element and drop custom CSS in, he pastes the CSS, gives it a name, and anything from CSS can be done here. So what can you do with a button? Well, you can put the text here, and then you could say it goes to a page, it goes to another block, like rolls down, it goes to URL, it goes to a pop-up. So let's create a pop-up real quick. I create a pop-up. What kind of pop-up do I want? I want an exit pop-up, right? So there's a standard pop-up, an entry pop-up, or an exit pop-up. I'm actually going to call it a button pop-up here for main block. I'm just giving it a name, right? Okay. So what page? I want it on the home page or all pages, or I can select pages. You take one of our designs. Let's just grab this one. I'm going to click on it. I can now go in and change the backgrounds. Obviously, we'll have pre-made ones for you. If I want to work on the countdown timer here, I can say that it's a daily, or it counts down for 10 minutes, from 10 minutes to 0. or it resets every day, or I need it, to go, when is our launch starting? It starts on March 18th, 19th at, let's say midnight or whatever, right? And we click OK. Very gorgeous, easy to use. I click update. I get a real-time countdown timer that's going to start right here. Or we could drag in one of the pre-styled ones, but you get it. And I'm going to click save and exit. I'm now going to link this button right here by clicking configure to what? To my pop-up. Which pop-up? The one that I named button for main block. I hit save. We're done up here. I want to show you something over here. I'm going to click on revisions and look at this. It's been saving my work for me every 5 minutes for me. Isn't that fantastic? But I can save it or I can publish it. And what's good is I can save it and it doesn't go live. I might be testing something, but I don't want the world to see it while I'm working. Can't do that with ClickFunnels. Check this out.
Mike, we had an instance right before we launched Alex Engine where the sales letter, the entire sales letter literally got erased. In ClickFunnels, they only allow 5 revisions. And like, just in our panic to figure out where the sales letter went, we deleted all the other revisions. And if I hadn't had a copy of the sales letter pulled up in cache on my computer, we would have been completely screwed. This is hours before our launch. And
yeah,
this is real world stuff that comes up.
Yeah, so Mike, there's a couple of other things. Number one, we let you export the site, which I don't know if others do, but we certainly do. That if you're like, hey, I just want to host this on my own website in case you guys are never around again, or whatever the case is. As we said, we have the revisions. You could preview them and then click use this version if you're happy with that. But let's actually preview this website. Okay, so I'm going to generate the preview, and I'm going to click order now, and we shall get that pop up. There you go, just like that. I mean, nothing revolutionary. I mean, we get all that. Couple of other things I want to talk about here. We give you the code of any single block that you click on. So if you want to go into the code, I don't recommend it. We even say, hey, this could change your site. But there are some of you guys that are design geeks. I think you get it. You're happy. If you want to see the entire site code, nobody else lets you do this. And guys, you can see this is not a framework. This is what we're publishing to the web. So when you actually load an actual web page like OMG Funnels, this page, see how fast that loaded? Why did it take a little time to load? Because this is YouTube. These are called external pages. But if I refresh to here, it loaded in a second. If I refresh here with the video, you notice we're loading before it could even get the YouTube video, right? So we just, friggin' load really, really fast. So, of course, we have the mobile indexing and all that different stuff. You can design your page how it's going to look for mobile, right? So you could say to yourself, let me give you an example. See how this looks like this here, this font? But on mobile, I might not want this on 3 lines. So I simply go over to here and I drag this down a little bit. And now I made it look good on a mobile, but I didn't upset what it looks like here. In fact, I can move all the way up the dome tree and say, let's see how it looks on a tablet vertical. On a tablet vertical, I want that a little bit bigger. I want it like that. But look, I didn't mess up the mobile. Now, how do I want it to look on a tablet horizontal? Oh, the image now comes over here. I've got to make that actually go smaller. So I'm going to make it look like that on 2 lines. It's actually a smaller font than it is here. And then we go, how does it look like on a laptop? Well, let's take our text weight and let's go fully 2 lines right here. I might even want to center this on the laptop like that. And let's see how it looks on the desktop. Oh, okay, cool. So now I have a different look for a mobile, a vertical tablet, a horizontal tablet, a laptop, and a desktop. Folks, that's called mobile first indexing. The way that we give the priority to the mobile device, but you can up in greater than this many pixels. This is what happens. And as you can see, we've got little green buttons. Look, I know this might sound a little complex, but let me just ask this question. Put a 1 in the chat if you absolutely love the fact that it's that easy to design your website for each device. Winning, people are putting there 1, 1, 1. You guys are blowing it up. Oh, let me show you something else that's cool. Check this out. Oh my goodness, how did I almost forget this? Let's go to a wireframe. I'm going to look for something here. Just bear with me if we have one. Looking. Let's see. Let me use a. Let's see if the features have it. Okay, I'm going to use a wireframe because I believe I saw one of them
here. Let me look at all of them. Okay, this is the perfect example. So look at this. When you have something like this here, and what do I mean? We have in the elements, I can drag over a desktop, a Mac laptop, a tablet, vertical tablet, a phone, or an iWatch. But here's a particular one's an iPhone. I simply click here, and if I want to add an image in there, I'm just going to use the Ferrari, if you don't mind, because it was there, right? And let's just pop that in, hit select, and just like that, I've got the Ferrari on my laptop. So, man, I wish I had time to go over everything. I think I'm going to wrap this up here. But to show you that yes, you can integrate checkouts and integrate with GrooveSell and all those different things. I'm trying to think what. If you want to put your site settings here for. Yeah, I'll finish for 30 seconds and I'm done. You want to add your favicon to your site? It's never been easier. Somebody tells you, I need you to put this on the header of every page of your website. You do it here. Your body, your bottom. This is what happens when somebody. It's called your social share. If you've ever noticed when you type a URL in Skype or in iMessage or in Facebook, you can control by uploading an image and the text that you want it to show, the preview, as opposed to it saying grabbing this headline and this image. So that's controlled here. Now, over here, this on the page, if I click here, of course you've got clone and all that stuff. If I go here, this is where I put my SEO page title, SEO meta keywords, meta description, custom CSS for the page, the header tags like Google Analytics, Facebook code, the body code if you need to pay something that says paste this in the body or at the footer or what's known as the bottom body, etc. So I think, Mike, at this point I'd be talking about stuff that I think people get. I do want to just mention one more thing, Mike. How does it integrate with this or that? We're constantly adding integrations. By the time we launch this thing fully to the public, you'll see integrations, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, blah, 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 blah. Another 10 are slated, and then there's going to be integrations with, Kajabi and Thinkific, et cetera, et cetera. But Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you. I know you've probably seen some people say, and then I'm going to tell people how they can buy this, and then I'm going to talk about the suite of projects if they want the entire suite. And we'll talk about GrooveSell, GrooveMail, and everything like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about one aspect. So one of the things that you talked to me about, and I know this is still in the works, but where you'll be able to take a page. Let's say I have a client. You mentioned we love clients. Let's say we have a client and they're stuck on Squarespace. They love the look of their site, but we really want them on your platform, SEO and for everything else like that.
So when we go live, we are coming. Okay, so understand, guys. My partner, Matt Nouse, I know him because he wrote Kartra pages. We found him. He had a framework. We tried to buy it. He said, no, hire me for $8,000 a month. Give me a 2-year contract and I will help you develop the software. And he did. And after 2 years, he went and he created a clone to Kartra pages, which we're giving away, basically free, but it was, PageStead was a thing. And we basically, I'll explain the story. I call him and I say, hey, I'm looking to do something. Would you want to be a partner with me and my partners and do something called Groove Pages, which is now GrooveFunnels? It's the entire suite. And Matt says, yeah. And then I said, we were talking and I said, oh, so you weren't with Kartra? He said, no, Mike, I left after 2 years. I said, who replaced you? He goes, oh, the guy, even better than me. His name is Finn. I said, oh, cool. Is he still working with Kartra? He says, yeah. I said, oh, all right. By sheer luck, he tells me Finn reached out to him and says his 2-year contract with Kartra ended and he was looking for any ideas. And I said, how much is he? I don't want to name the price, but this guy's expensive and worth it. We have the best developers in the world. He was even better than the first guy. So he came on to the team, and the two of them were working on the framework that did Kartra pages, and they came up and they said, Mike, this is 11-year-old technology like everybody else that's out there. It's on Bootstrap. There's new things out there with mobile first indexing, new ways to publish pages. Vue.js is a JavaScript framework. Let's lead the world here. And I said, guys, this is going to cost money. We're halfway through another framework. They said, but we don't have the pride for this. We want to do it the right way. They convinced me.
I said it's going to cost money. We did a Kickstarter. We raised $1 million, and that's why we've been able to build this beautiful platform. And because of that, we have the world's best guys, and we built a team just as good as them, around this. And now, Mike, you were asking me about importing funnels. So I've got bad news and I've got good news. You will not be able to import any funnel from ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or your blog or WordPress or anything like that. I apologize. And I got a little smile on my face because I'm playing with you guys. We will not go into integrations and have you click add ClickFunnels and then integrate your funnels. We did something better because we have basically, let me just see here if I can go through the Dome tree and get it. We have this thing here called spacing and this layout mode. And this layout mode, I'm not going to get into it right now, but it's an open source project called Flexbox, which basically builds not the elements but the layout mode, and that's this stuff here. Okay, this stuff where you want to bring in these different layers of 3 columns, 4 columns, add a column, or you want pre-made layouts here, adding, let's say, 5 blocks over here like this so that you can basically design whatever is your heart's desire. This is something called Flexbox. So Mike, to answer your question, the reason why I went on this long journey to talk about Flexbox and these incredible guys and the latest framework is the technology that we've created allows us to, you can type in any URL in the entire world, from the current homepage at CNN, the current homepage at Huffington Post, or Fox News, if I can be fair to everybody, or any current page that you have at ClickFunnels. Click preview or go to the current website. Go to Theme Forest and look at a theme and say, I like this page. Click it, it'll import it into your site. Go to Lead Pages, Wix, Squarespace, Optimized Press, the ClickFunnels Marketplace, and what you're going to do is you're going to type in a URL and we will import the page. However, we will import all of the text as lorem ipsum. Everybody cool with that? Because what's on a page is copyright. The layout of a page is not copyright. The text and the images may not be royalty free. We want to protect you. Number 2, these images, they're going to come in and they're going to look like this. They're going to look something like, whoops, full, like that. And this is going to say lorem ipsum, right? We want to protect other people's intellectual property, but the layout of a site, the color of a site cannot be copyrighted. The text, the images, we don't want to get you guys in trouble. Something might not be royalty free. You may not have the right to use it. That person may have paid Getty Images. You didn't. You can get a $3,000 fine. So we're going to import the exact layout. We might have a little text box that says, I am the owner of this website. And in other words, if you can show that maybe you're the owner of the website, we're going to come up with that. We may allow you to just import everything, right? Out of fairness, we want to protect people. So somebody just said, woohoo, I'm so excited. This is huge, legendary. Harris Lejona says, wow, this is huge. So yes, we don't have to worry about how does it work with Lead Pages. You'll just put a URL and click import. And because of Flexbox, we can say this is a block with this type of layout. The background is this. There's 3 things in the navigation. Now, will the countdown timer work? No, because we're not going to import their JavaScript. We're going to import their HTML and CSS. But we will know it's a countdown timer, and you'll just go in and click it. We'll be able to click where the buttons go. Or are we going to be able to import the pop-ups and those functionalities? Yes or no. Let's just say no for right now. And I think you guys are cool with that. You can just import or redo a pop-up or anything like that. But for the most part, that answers a huge question there, Mike.